everybody, we are the Rage Pod. This is where we rage against the serene.
And all the things in between. I am here with the Tara Erickson.
I like the but the in front. I'm here with Ebar. We're super excited about today's episode. We are talking rage on the brain. We have a guest who we met at a rage room. Little meet cute at a rage room, which was great. And we beat the shit out of some playwear and some glasses. So before we get to that, though, you want to tease them with a little cunt of the week action?
Yes, I do. And boy, is this guy cunty in the best way possible. Okay. And just as a reminder, cunt of the week, cunt stands for courageous, unapologetic,
notorious,
10 of a woman
slash man
slash person slash animal, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, before we get talking about that slice of a cunt pie, we are here with the Dr. Nicole. Today we are talking to an actual neuroscientist.
Pretty cool.
That's
PhD
really
status.
Cool. I don't know what we had to do to get her on the podcast. We'll talk to Wendy about that later. What this means is she looks at the brain, among other things. And she is an author, an international speaker. She teaches meditation. I know she approaches everything from compassion.
Yeah.
Everyone remember compassion? I know it's not trending right now, but remember compassion. And she's all about wiring your brain for love. And who knew that was fucking possible?
I know, right? And we're gonna say, I mean, we met you. We had a meet cute at a rage room. That's right. Where we met her.
That's right.
And you put all the pieces together of what that means. It just means, can we call you Dr. Nicole? Because now we're friends. We're rage room friends.
We're friends. Rage room friends. Dr. Nicole.
Let's freaking go.
Brain lady. Whatever you want.
It's like we spilled. One of us spilled coffee on our shirt. We ran into Dr. Nicole at the rage room. We're like, oh my God, you're adorable.
What is the purpose of rage? Like from your perspective?
From my perspective, well, a couple of things. Rage is a necessary emotional response into reaction of a boundary being crossed. And so in the immediate circumstance, it's necessary. Long-term rage has, deficits for our physiology over time. But in that, so all of our emotions aren't a bad thing. Emotions are for us to basically take action.
Right.
So long-term rage, though, or the suppression of anger can really harm our physiology, our mental health, our connections with other people. And so in the moment, though, it's really a response to a boundary being crossed and protection for yourself. It's your response of your fight, flight, freeze, and flop.
Yeah.
And fawning.
Flop and fawning.
Fawning.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, this is fun. I really like the flopping. It's just a fun way to say it.
Fawning.
Because I might flop in between, fight or flight.
And I'm just fawning over here.
Totally.
I'm so glad that you said that, because that feels like that's exactly some of the stuff that we've been wanting to wrap our heads around. By the way, you said a boundary cross, and I'm just putting it out there. There is a children's song that we are trying to get licensing for.
We are.
Hopscotch Kids, we want to use your song. It comes up all the time.
You got to sing it first so she knows.
No, we can't. We don't have the rights. Do not sing it.
Oh God, we'll get in trouble. She almost cut us. She knows about the licensing.
But can we at least know the title?
It's the boundary song.
It's a boundary song, like for kids.
Rage is like not like, it's not all good. It's not all bad. Because I think a lot of times what happens is we hear like, don't suppress your rage, but then also like, don't have these crazy outbursts. And then long-term rage is bad. Like, how does that work on the brain?
So let me go back to, we kind of brushed over the responses of fight, flight, freeze, and flop, and fawning. So those are like habitual patterns that each of us has learned in our life that have been adaptive for that situation. But over time, continually responding that way, it can become maladaptive, right? So no behavior or action is good or bad. It depends on the circumstance. So for example, if you experience trauma and your original response is to fight. So when you fight and flee, when you think about the physiology and what happens to the brain, you have the release of a lot of neurotransmitters, adrenaline, to get you out of that situation, right? Flop or you freeze, that's where you're kind of like flat on your back. Mm-hmm. So you kind of see fleeing and fighting are these like anxiety. responses. Flopping and also having that freezing, those are your like depressive states, right? Where you can't get out of bed.
Yeah.
Then fawning becomes that adaptive behavior where it's like that people pleasing.
Right.
So it's like, you know, where you talk about Stockholm syndrome. If somebody's captured, right? They fawn because it's a survival. So then it's a survival mechanism. So ultimately, reacting that way continually in our patterns, you know, can be adaptive in that situation. Like if you're like, okay, this person has captured me and I'm going to fawn them until I can get the hell out of here.
Totally.
And you outsmart them. It could be helpful.
Yeah.
But like fawning in everyday life, like letting people walk all over you is not okay. Yeah. So then again, that's where the suppressed rage or the rage will come out.
Yeah. So it's kind of like figuring out your response to rage per situation as to like what A is a need and then B, like what is actually ultimately helpful for you in the long term. Is that right?
Yeah. And also that we have patterns that we developed in our childhood that were for our survival that caused us to respond that way.
Right.
So for me, like when I've been in a situation of like out in with wild bears or hammerhead sharks, I flee. So that's like just my natural.
Wait, have you been around wild bears and or hammerhead sharks?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit. She wasn't fucking
dope.
around. She really, oh my God.
She went there.
We need to take a second to talk about that.
It was a hard mic drop.
Holy shit.
She snuck it in.
I thought that was a metaphor. Wow, what the fuck is that like?
Well, hammerheads are nice.
Hammerheads, they were about 30 feet below us. So it was when I was in the Galapagos and we were swimming with them.
Okay.
And then with bears, when I go hiking, I've encountered bears.
Okay.
At different campgrounds.
You start waving your hands.
No, I just ran.
Pans,
I leave everybody. It's the worst.
So you flee.
I'm like the worst.
We have to have a group consult that is like, if we're going hiking with her, just be aware if a bear shows up and pulls out of here, she's gone. We're not looking for her. Don't send out search and rescue. She's found her way back home. Moving on.
Pretty much.
Out of there.
Pretty much. And then I'm like, sorry, guys.
And it's happened multiple times, right?
But if everybody stays and everybody dies, like that's not good.
She was a smart one.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
But you're saying that impulse to flee from the bear translates to like it dates back to something that happened. That
like anxiety from my childhood. Yeah. And it has to probably do with my brother who was 7 years older and running around chasing me around the house. Right?
Oh, yes.
And he was the bear.
He was the bear.
He was the bear.
Totally.
You know?
I love that.
Yeah.
So that's why you're in that flight mode. You already know that you're like, you go to flight mode.
Yeah,
right?
Generally.
And flop and flee are together?
They're separate. So fleeing is when you run.
When you run.
And then freezing is like, so think about when you see a squirrel on a road.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
freezing is when I watch the game show The Floor. That's when I freeze. So I totally understand.
Yeah. So that's freezing. And then flopping is where you literally, like animals and humans, mimic as if they're dead. So like their heart rate decreases, their blood pressure goes down. Like
squirrels are great at that.
Yeah. And so then they pretend that they're dead.
Totally.
But then it takes so much energy to get back
up to the living.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I just want to ask you, like, what, like, are rage sessions, because we met you at a rage room.
Yeah.
Are those rage sessions actually healthy for us?
They're adaptive.
Like, to get it out. And what are, like, the differences, I guess, in, like, what would be actually healthy for us, or maybe what wouldn't be? I assume it all would be, if it's as long as you're safe, not hurting anybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately, like, the way that you process rage is going to be for you, right? Yeah. So it's going to be very individual. Some people, like for me, the rage room was amazing because I had like serious rage that I had to get through. Somebody crossed a boundary and I was like, it just felt so good to have to break things. Like breaking Breaking the bottles was pretty much the most fun. They shattered, right?
They did. They sure did. No, yeah. At one point, I was like, my helmet came off, and I was like, "Do you see glass in my hair?" For sure.
See, I mean, I'm kind of like skipping ahead, but we did want to. Since you brought it up, it's like we didn't feel because you really scheduled the rage room to be like, I'm ready. Somebody crossed a boundary. This is the right time, and we went. We're starting a rage pod room. There's things that we're mad about, but we weren't all fired up when we went in. We just thought, let's experience it so that we can actually talk about it in case it helps people. But I really like that you were like, you loved it. Yeah. And what was funny about, I think most of us, is that we kind of were like, after 10 minutes, we were like, I don't know, let's think. Like,
what do we do next?
Mad? What do you, like, say something that pisses you? Like, it felt
well. This is what was really interesting because we talked about like I don't know. I felt like there's sometimes a distance between that acute moment of injustice, right, or that acute moment where you've been scorned, and then like, oh, the rage room's not available for 2 weeks, and then you go and it's not as fresh. And so it almost feels like, well, sure, I can kind of tap into that, but it doesn't feel the same. So what is that like? What is that breaking of that bottle as you're like trying to reference that thing as opposed to it being like truly in your body from that moment?
And I didn't need it. I just loved smashing everything.
Right. Yeah.
So just
it was
the
a
smashing of this shit alone was just like, I could have kept going. I loved it.
Friendy Wendy cannot, she actually can't live in too much glass. Like she can't have too many windows because she just likes to break everything.
She's a smasher.
She was really good with a bat. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah.
She hit the mug she tossed it up and then every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It was great.
It was a line drive.
That's a
time.
gift.
Yeah. I guess sort of neurologically, is there a benefit to just like hitting things and getting that out? And like we're trying to get to the bottom of like, how do we like really work out our rage? And like, we just felt like, oh, I don't know if this is connecting with like something or if this is just the physical act of breaking things.
Yeah. So a couple of things that you're saying, and I want to hear what you went there for, like what you were actually breaking things is really interesting too. Okay. Like what you thought about. And like what originally brought you.
I mean, I remember my two things. I mean, she brought up like memories from like, some of it was funny. Mine was like, I don't like bullies. If you mess with animals, I will find you and I'll kill you.
Okay. Like, and then I break a blade. Mine was like ice immigration. Like ice raids. Yeah,
totally.
Absolutely.
And then also like the stupid shit that Hollywood execs say.
Writing.
I'm a writer. Like just so dumb.
Yeah.
But it was really like, honestly, it's the shit that's going on in the world. Like I don't know. It's sort of like with the animals, right? That like rage is connected to, for a lot of people, a strong sense of injustice. It's like a violation of your sort of idea of how the world should work.
Yeah.
And so, but there was definitely like times where like, okay, now what do we do? And it was just like this anticlimactic, we've broken some things.
Yeah.
I think
because we just didn't go at the right time, even though we feel a lot of times like the government has crossed our boundaries and where we would like to survive and live.
Every day.
All the time.
Every day.
But
every
like,
day.
there's only so much that you can break if you're not like going through a breakup and it's tomorrow, right? That you have all this inside of you. That I think that's why it was funny for us. We were just like, I think we're done. Like, we didn't even do the whole time. We did a good amount of time.
Yeah.
But we didn't stay in for as long as I don't think we could have, because we felt sort of tired and we thought, I think we got it out. So we didn't know if that was like weird or if most people felt that way. But it sounds like because you went at the right time, you were like, yes. Like every moment of that experience was killer for you.
Yeah, it was pretty transformative because it wasn't a space where I could actually take my anger out. And so when you're talking about rage, like, so when you're asking like, okay, punching into something, screaming, whatever it may be, the important thing is that getting it out, right?
Okay.
To release it. Now, in some situations, so somebody has been like physically abused or violated, taking it out in a physical way could actually activate more trauma, can actually activate more rage.
You mean for them to do
for
it
them,
or them to be even around it?
For them to experience it.
Okay.
So in some cases, like, some cases that, like, you know, a lot of people do kickboxing, for example, and that could actually activate more anger. And so it depends physiology, what the brain's patterns are like in relation to that, like whether or not you've been able to really express it. So like another exercise, this is like random, that's why I asked you, and you're a writer, right? Both of you are writers. So like in that moment when that rage arises, write rage a letter, you know, and write it a letter from yourself. And then like in the sense of like it being a love letter to rage.
Oh, I love
like
this.
What is it you're telling me that I need to learn? What actions do I need to take to protect myself, to protect people I love, to protect the country, to protect women, to protect people on the streets, whatever it is? Like coming on the way here, like the number of unhoused people we see in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You're like, that alone could be like, hello, government, help us.
Yeah.
Help our society. There's this collective suffering. So, I mean, the difference is being able to act from a place of wisdom and compassion about it, right? So going around and like you're saying, like a bully, and then like you respond to the bully by punching them, that's not going to solve anything.
Right.
But figuring out how to communicate to people around that are following the bully in a way that, you know, says, hey, this isn't the way to act.
Yeah.
You know, like we have examples like from the Dalai Lama, right? Like he just turned 90 last weekend. He's telling
Happy birthday.
He's telling everybody he's going to live till 130.
Wow.
And right now, the Chinese government is saying his reincarnation is going to happen in China. And he's like, no. My reincarnation is out of China. And that's a really important thing because, you know, the whole system of the people that have been with the Dalai Lama, they were pushed out of their houses, their homes, their lives, and taken over. And so that's why it's really important that he's speaking up from a place of courage. Same thing like Martin Luther King, when you think of things like that.
Yeah.
And Jane Goodall, right?
Oh, God.
Think about what is she doing for the world?
Good Jane Goodall.
Yeah.
You should get her on.
Oh, my God.
Right? We would die.
But like with a chimp. With a chimp. Okay, so I'll give you a personal anecdote. And I'm just curious, like what you would, and like obviously kind of like what happens in the brain when this goes down. So I was just having one of those days. I have 2.5-year-old twin identical girls, which offline I have so many questions for you after reading your book. But anyways, I was just having a moment. We call it 1-on-2. One is only one of us on two with two of them. And the fucking stroller wouldn't go down, and it wouldn't go into the back of our trunk. And I just had this, and the girls were in the car, and I had this moment. I just like needed to scream, and I kind of peripherally knew there wasn't like a lot of people around me, but I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like the fact that I just like let it out like in a public space, like obviously that's like not appropriate, but like I'm just curious like what's going on in my brain in that moment. Like,
so I mean, there's a lot of judgment saying it's not appropriate.
Oh my God,
right?
Where were you I wish you had been in the parking lot.
Yeah. I mean, the reality is I mean, you were expressing what you were experiencing.
Yeah.
Did you cause harm to anybody else other than the stroller?
No, and this woman came over, and she was an angel, and she helped me, and she was just like, I'm a mom. I totally understand. Like, it was just...
So it was like, basically, you had somebody come to you and help you. They were like, she's suffering.
Yeah.
Oh, how can I help? I know what this is like. Let's close this damn stroller.
Yeah, it was such a like womanhood moment.
It's almost like rage, you know, when you have it and you're not hurting anyone else, but it may come out. It's a cry for help. And if there's anybody around that's willing to actually help you, it's worked in some way.
Yeah.
If it does actually help you, which she did. Erica has talked about this story multiple times. She was like, you guys won't believe, like this woman just came up and it was like, I get it. I'm a mom. It's fine. We've got this.
Yeah.
And it was like such a calming thing for her, which I just think if you hadn't let it out, she probably wouldn't have known that you were.
Yeah. And then maybe I would have had more suppression going on in here if I had done that, I guess.
Yeah, you never know.
I'll give you a copay at that. Yeah.
And then also like thinking about like your daughters, like they didn't even have to experience it.
Yeah, because
which is kind of amazing.
Knew that the doors were shut.
Yeah.
Totally.
So yeah, it is I feel like it is that balance of like, it's always like, what is good? What do I need? But then also knowing that I live in a world with other people, right?
Yeah, we all do. And the idea though, too, is like, no harm, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't cause harm to anybody. We need to express ourselves. If we suppress things, that's where all of that inflammation happens in our body and we start getting sick. That's why they say you hold issues in our tissues and you need to feel to heal.
Did I not say she's a poet? Did I not say she's a poet?
You gotta feel to heal, dude. I mean, okay, that takes us to like habit energies.
Oh yeah,
right.
Right.
Like, because Erica wanted to ask about
do we have those?
We all do. We all do.
Everybody
I seriously have my own habit energies.
Okay, tell us what a habit energy is. Let's bring the audience in.
Yeah, so a habit energy is just basically a pattern that you kind of take, that you do again and again, that really may not be serving your best and highest purpose.
Oh, we know we have a few of those.
And so,
yeah.
And so it's that simple. And really what we could do is just start to acknowledge that they exist, big time. Like we're in denial that we have habit energies, or we know that they're there, but we don't know how to change them because we're too busy going off that automatic pattern.
Right.
So when you're asking me, you're entering the world of mindfulness. That's kind of where we start with the breath to begin the awareness of where these habit energies are arising and why.
Interesting. What's an example of a habit energy that you might see in someone when you're working with them that you'd identify if they hadn't already identified it?
I'll say with my own habit energy, like the fear of just like in general of anxiety in life. So like in graduate school, I had severe fear all the time, being in an academic setting, being a woman. I was raising a child with my husband, and I had a 1-year-old. I was like very asynchronous. And so there was a lot of habit energy where I didn't feel I was worthy to be in that environment. So that would lead me to have a lot of anxiety. So when I started doing mindfulness, that kind of allowed me to step back and recognize like, okay, breathe through this. You're here, you belong. And yeah, you are asynchronous having a kid in grad school. And at the same time, you can do this work and still be a part of the collective. So it's just, a habit energy could just be like a negative belief about yourself.
Got it.
A negative thought, or, the ideas of feeling powerless, unworthy, depression, like those sort of things that can come up
that are recurring, and like that messaging that's reoccurring in both like just like the literal sense of messaging, but then also physically how that manifests.
Yeah, because like we know that like rage can come from like deep-seated depression, sadness, stuff like that. So like we're curious to know how sadness and rage affects us.
What we actually reference is Inside Out and Inside Out 2. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Inside Out 2 is amazing.
It's so good.
I wish that they had it, and Inside Out 2. I wish they had it, when puberty happens and anxiety comes in.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
My kids love sadness. They call people sadness. They ask for sadness.
They love it.
Yeah, they do. She's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, like kind of like how do those two emotions differently translate into your brain and your physiology?
Yeah. So, sadness and depression, kind of have, that really over time is when your nervous system has been inundated with high levels of like adrenaline, cortisol, neuroinflammation, physical inflammation. So it could affect physiologically, like beginning with your gut, that ultimately affects your neurotransmitters, right? So over time, we know that serotonin is our happy, feel-good neurotransmitter. It's our social emotional connection one. And so is dopamine. So over time, if you're experiencing depression and sadness, those neurotransmitters tend to be decreased while the cortisol levels are elevated, as well as you're kind of in this adrenaline state, but you're also depleted, right? So with depression, it's sort of like you have your bandwidth is so limited that it's like to even take a shower becomes overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so then how that plays in with a response that can come across as rage is that that's sort of when that anxious behavior comes out in response to the sadness and the inability to communicate that the underlying feeling is sadness and depression.
Right.
And so that's why it's like, I can't do this right now. Leave me alone. Get out of my room. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that.
It's that way of setting a boundary, but they're underneath it is the anxiousness and depression that they need, anybody would need support with.
That concludes part 1 of our interview with Dr. Nicole. We had such a great time talking with her that we were unable to manage our time wisely. So you get a bonus episode. Stay tuned for part 2 with Dr. Nicole later this season on the Rage Pod.
Either you're a teenager and you have too much oil, or you're reaching menopause and all you want is oil because you lose it as you age. Fun.
Yep. Finding skincare that works for you is a toughie, except that we found the unicorn, Neon Hippie. It has 7 mushrooms, it hydrates, it's full of nutrients.
Guess what? You get a discount on Neon Hippie for listening to our podcast, The Rage Pod. Use the code RAGE for 25% off at neonhippie.com.
You've reached the Rage Hotline. Please leave us a message.
Beep! Friendy Wendy, what do the people have to say?
Okay, so we have a special edition of the Rage Hotline today. Today, the call is coming from inside the house. Now, okay. Tara doesn't know about what's about to happen. So, Tara, I got to be honest with you. You left me a voice memo.
Yeah, I
a couple weeks
lot.
ago.
Oh, God, I'm scared.
We're big voice memo senders.
Yeah, we are.
You left me a voice memo, and I thought you sent it to the Rage Pod group chat. So when it came through, Erica was sitting with me. We were on the couch doing some work, and I just played it. Yeah. And I played it out loud.
Totally.
And she heard it and launched into action. So we've got to play.
Launched. I love it. All right.
So this is what you called and said to me.
Oh, God. Hold on to your bootstraps.
Hold on to your bra.
I would have thought about, which I don't know if it's good enough for like an episode or not, but it's like the older you get, the more and more friends you have, they're in relationships, they're married off, they have kids. Don't think about their single friends. I don't remember the last time that anyone tried to set me up literally with anyone. And it's funny because it only gets harder to date when you get older. Anyone. But then also, it's not like your friends are being bad friends for not setting you up, but it's like they don't even think about it, which is also fine. It's not their job, and it's not like part of the friendship to do that. About it all the time. When we were younger, right, it was easier just because less people were married up, had kids and all that shit, and so they're around more single people, which I get. But I'm like, it's not like everyone goes out into the world and goes to work and everyone is married up, right? It's like everyone we know knows someone single, right? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Everyone's at home on their phone.
I'm overhinged. I think I'm over life currently, and I was just thinking about that, to be like, I wish things were easier and that there was an option to meet someone, date them, have a good time, but knowing that you're both sort of dating with the same intention, you know, not like, oh, to get like freaking married, but it's like, oh, you're dating with intention, like you'd like to find someone to spend time with, right? That's it. No need to reply.
Need to reply.
Look at her go.
So I played that, and then I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I was supposed to play this in front of Ebar, but I did.
Yeah, I don't care. I sent it to you just because Erica's married up and you're not.
Well, Ebar heard it.
Yeah.
And
I had some thoughts. I do think about half the 2 people I know are very depressed.
So what follows is a series of voice memos that Ebar and I sent back and forth to each other on Thursday morning.
God bless it. Let's go.
I'm so excited for this.
The guy that works at this place where I just got coffee was kind of giving me like flirty eyes. And I was like, oh, he's cute and he's nice. I'm like, can I just like go and ask him like, hey, are you single? Because I have a really cool friend. Is that weird?
No, that's exactly what we need to be doing more of. Go back tomorrow and get coffee and ask him.
Oh my God. I couldn't do it because there was like all these people in there. It would have been so fucking awkward and it would have made me feel so weird. But I'm going to go back. I promise.
Go back.
I for sure will go back. I don't know if I can go back today. I seriously, it's like I have done no work and it is 10:30.
I just remembered. I'm going to be in Larchmont today for a lunch meeting. Where is this person and what does he look like? I'll go try to find him. And when we do our rage episode about married friends helping single friends, you get to say, I fully stalked somebody on Larchmont. Fully stalked, strategized, calling me. We were both in on it. Don't say we never did nothing.
Okay.
Oh now my God. You guys went to work.
Wait, that's not even it.
We need to walk you through what that was happening. So yes, I'm on a weird day where I had a little pocket of time to get some errands done. And I roll into this like bougie coffee donut shop. And the guy that's getting me my coffee, I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know. And I'm like, it might have just been that he gave me eye contact and that's just like never happens anymore. And I was like, oh, he's flirting. And it's like, oh no, he's just doing his job.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, he's like cute and nice. And he was just like really like connected. And I was like, oh my God, can I like do this thing where I'm like, are you single? And then I had this whole thought process.
Not for me, it's for a friend who you've never seen.
And now this is real weird. And so that's when I left and I sent that first voice memo to friendy Wendy. But then I had to run some other errands on the same street. And I went into like the local like wine and like sandwich shop. And as I'm checking out, I ask this kid who's probably like 17 years old because they like have like children working in the shop.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm kidding you not, Tara. I go, do you like know the other people that work in the shops on this street? And he looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking
about?
And I told her later, and she's like, oh, this kid thinks that you're trying to sex traffic him.
And
I'm like, yeah, I'm like now the Ghislaine of fucking Larchmont.
Absolutely.
Like I'm abating Epstein of Larchmont. And I was just like, well, and then I kept trying to explain. I was like, I don't know, like, and he's like, well, sometimes people come in here. And I was like, oh my God, of course, duh. And I was like, I mean, not duh to you, like duh to me. It was so awkward. So then I left. Then we had that whole voice memo exchange.
Yep.
And then Wendy realizes, as she said on the voice memo, I have a lunch. And I go, I think I can meet you after your lunch.
What?
And so I do. And I like after a bunch of, work shit, I like zoom over there. She comes rolling in deep with two other ladies, one of who I know who's awesome.
Okay.
They've heard about this like
voice memo. My voice memo.
Well, no, they've heard about the Mission Impossible plan that we're working on, and they're into it.
Wow.
So we all go to, and by the way, quick stop.
So there's 4 women now showing up to this coffee shop to try to ask a guy if he's single and might like a girl that he's never
met,
seen
to
in
ambush
his
him.
entire life.
To ambush him.
Okay.
But what I haven't told you, because I forgot, is in between this time, I went back to the coffee shop after this voice memo. And when I walked in, there was too many people. And that's why I had said that to her, like, oh, it would be awkward. So
we have to do it later.
I awkwardly turned to the, how sometimes coffee shops have merch? They had like 3.
You're
I
fake
awkwardly turned and just started like thumbing through the tank tops that I was never going to purchase and then slinked out. So anyways, cut back to the afternoon. We all go in there. We roll in 4 women deep.
Let me guess, he's not there.
He's not there, but guess who was? A female coworker. That's right. So we talked to her. He's into music. He's a nice guy. She said he probably would have liked it if I had just thrown down in front of everybody.
Thrown down?
I mean, I'm saying that, but yes. That's how I interpreted it. She's like, oh, he probably would have liked it. So I was unclear on, she said the age range that she said he thinks he is. I was like, that's a pretty far range. Can you maybe zero in a little bit, like at least 2 years on either direction? But I'm just saying he was cute.
Well, what was the age range?
It was like
we
late
think
20s.
he might be late 20s.
But maybe 30. Who cares?
It's a little young.
It's a little young, but we have a schedule, so
we do. We
back.
asked her when he was in next. And also, again, can I just remind you that he gave eye contact?
To you, not to me.
But
no,
we
but
showed
I
the
think
coworker your picture.
I think it's to every. Oh my God, yeah, we showed her your Instagram, and she scrolled deep.
She scrolled deep.
She scrolled deep.
She scrolled deep.
And I saw the look on her face. Wendy saw the look on her face, and I think it was like, oh shit, he'd be lucky to get a date with her. and it's not because he's not cute. He's very cute. So I'm just saying.
We'll see. You know what's funny is I sent not the exact same voice memo, but I talked about it with my friend Skylar. He's a single guy. Mm-hmm. And I talked to him about that topic, and he goes, well, here's the problems with what you're saying. He's like, listen, you could set up a friend with a friend, but then there's all this stuff in between where you're like, but wait, what if they don't like each other, and then they have to, like, you're at a party and they went on a date and it's weird. And I'm like, but I think we're adults enough to know you go on a date, it's not going to work. Bye. I'll see you around. But then he said something about, yeah, but what if they come back to you and like they made a real dick move and they're like, well, I guess my friend's an asshole. And I'm like, well, then they shouldn't be your friend.
We leave the friend. No,
leave the friend.
I disagree.
That's what I told him.
I disagree. I wouldn't be worried about any of that. I just don't fucking know people.
I know. No, nobody really does. And I think, honestly, the reason that I was speaking about it, sent the voice memo, it was on my brain. And I just think for a lot of people who are out there, if you're older, and not like, whatever, you get what I mean. Like, you're not in your 20s anymore. It gets harder to find people to date. And most people they're married up, or they're like recently divorced and heartbroken. I don't know, scream crying under their pillow. And like, I'm not in the mood. So like, it's just more difficult. And you just think, wow, well, if they knew anybody single, there's probably a better option there to just meet in real life.
Yes.
Somebody, because Hinge and all the internet, I'm sure you guys can leave a comment. Let us know if you guys are on the online dating. It's a real pain in the ass. It's cool. Glad it's there. It's just not the greatest.
I'm stressed out for you.
It's not the greatest.
But I think you're in a city that's exceptionally hard.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, because I think the fact that some of the single people I know that like are dealing with a lot, like, yeah, that's also indicative of something that is, is an issue, is a challenge that we've talked about on other episodes.
Right. Like people always tell me, they're like, if you just left LA, like you'd find a husband in a few months, you could just make him come back over here. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm going to fly to other states to meet guys.
Well, we're going to go on a tour, and we're going to say that it's a tour for this podcast, but it's really a tour to go meet some men that know how to have a conversation.
Totally. Which I'm like, and the lucky thing about me is that I have been very happily single for many years, and I love living alone. I'm like, my goal in life right now is not to gain a partner. I mean, it's a little bit up there, but really right now it's like, I just want a bigger place with an extra bedroom for me and my 2 black cats and a yard. That's honestly, like, that's what I want. So like, leave a comment, view this podcast, share it with your friends so that I can get there. And then maybe the person will come around.
She's looking for a roommate with economic upward mobility. That's what we're saying.
Honestly, I swear to you, Erica, and I think back, I go back and forth on it. I think, can you just live on the same street in a separate house?
Yeah, I get that.
Please.
I get that.
Like, or it needs to be an okay enough, large enough house where it's like, you have your own bathroom. And I have my own bathroom. I have my own space. Get away from me. Because
I know a certain Cameron Diaz that would totally agree with you. She's like spoken about it.
Separate?
They have separate bedrooms.
See? it's the way to go. Except we're not all loaded like Cameron Diaz.
Like they could have 4 separate bedrooms each for them. You know what I'm saying?
Completely.
Like,
yes. But it's hard to do in Los Angeles. And I read an article the other day that most people are in relationships just to lower their rent.
Just like for the rent.
They race into it to be like, well, I can lower my rent. And then it sort of explodes a year later.
So when you hear about rent control in LA, it doesn't mean that the landlord is keeping the price at a certain amount. It's actually that people are moving in under the guise of a relationship, but just to lower their rent.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh God, we do have to now follow through and go back.
Are you down to come back? Will you go with us?
You mean I'll go in person?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna think it's weird.
It is weird.
It is weird. And we're leaning into the weird because you know what?
We're weird.
We're done with these trash ass apps and we need to hook our friends up. We need to connect people in real life. So let's fucking go.
Also, everyone,
LFG, I'm down.
Everyone is banking on my judgment because she hasn't met him. The other 2 women haven't met him.
I love it. He's too young, most likely, and he's gonna see me and go, probably not.
Absolutely not. He's not gonna. It's not that. It's more about, is he too young to meet the needs that you would have as an awesome, mature woman?
True. Probably not. Who knows?
But whatever. Go on a date.
Yeah, give me a free latte, buddy.
But honestly, and a donut, really good donuts.
We've discussed this before. If he asked me on a coffee date to get a donut, no. But you can, we'll get a cocktail.
No. He needs to bring you free donuts at the
free donuts
to the bar,
at the bar
to the bar
while I'm having a drink. It can be as quick as coffee, but for a first date, I need a little lubrication in there.
He can buy you an espresso martini, and then he's like,
"Those are delicious. Yeah. We need to get one after this."
But we're not doing coffee without the vodka.
We are not doing coffee without the vodka on a first date.
No,
I absolutely refuse.
Unless you're Wendy, and then she's all about a coffee.
She's all about it. She's the drive-by. She's like, give me 15 minutes and chatter. And I'm like, I need a drink to hear them chatterbox about their day. I don't even know them yet. Unless they're very funny, fine, maybe coffee will do. But most of the time, they're not.
Nope. Again, eye contact. That's all I have to say.
Eye contact.
Okay, so
we got to get in cunt of the week.
We got to get into the cunt of the week.
Let's
my
go,
God.
girl.
Today's cunt of the week. He's won an Emmy. He's been nominated for an Oscar.
Okay.
And that's not even like the cool stuff about him. He's like an eco king. Like he lives off the grid with solar panels. He drives electric.
Okay.
He's like started all of these nonprofits that is about helping the environment.
What in the actual F? Who is this person?
You're gonna know who it is. A lot of these organizations, like he's funded with the idea of prioritizing BIPOC founded movements, which is really cool. But really, this is who this guy is. He recently called out Joe Rogan, I'll say this. He called out Joe Rogan, who was like, what's going on? What's Project 2025? How are all these people getting disappeared? And so our cunt of the week, courageous, unapologetic, notorious, 10 of a woman man.
Man, they, them.
Is the Mark Ruffalo, and this is what he said.
The Hulk!
The Hulk. I mean, who doesn't love the Hulk?
The Hulk!
He said on Threads, because it was on Threads and not X, because he wouldn't fucking slum it on X. On Threads. Dear Joe Rogan. So he was still like his nice Mark Ruffalo self, and he was formal. He said, dear, it's a little late now to pretend like Project 2025 didn't exist and wasn't the playbook all along. You are either not that smart or not that dumb. And it's hard to tell at this point.
Oh, sick burn, Mark.
Fucking sick
Love
burn.
that. Came at his throat.
Mic drop from like someone who exudes like so much like niceness.
Totally.
And kindness. You're like, oh, that's fucking great.
Did Rogan reply? Do we know?
Of course he didn't fucking reply. At least when we're as of recording this podcast, he hasn't replied. Like, what are you going to fucking say?
Yeah, I agree. Like,
it's Mark Ruffalo.
You can't come
Good
at
luck.
Mark.
Good luck.
Good luck, dude.
Right?
He's got Marvel behind him. Like, back off.
Also, and he's our cunt of the week. You can't come after him.
No, you can't come after him.
Come after our
We'll fucking protect him.
Not. Like,
we're not going to fight or flight with that. We're going to stay. No, I'm sorry. We're going to fight. We're not going to flight.
We're not going to flop.
We're not going to flop.
We're not
going to fawn.
freeze.
We're not going to fawn.
And we are definitely not fawning.
No, we're going to fight. We're going to fight for
That's
the
what
Hulk.
I was born for.
We're going to fight for the Hulk.
Let's fight. Let's do it. I'm down.
Because you know what? He's so him, a gentle giant.
I know. It's funny that it's like, my assumption is he has not done that a lot from Mark Ruffalo. So,
No.
I mean, it really, right, that Rogan crossed a boundary for him and he could not
hold back.
Yeah.
So he's like, he wants to save our planet, which we don't deserve because we can't handle nice things. So he's like doing his best. He's like even picking movies that like deal with that subject matter. And then he's like cool.
Yeah.
With a shutdown.
And good looking.
Not to mention his like great acting and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's great.
Like, yeah, buddy, you're clearly an ally. You're walking the walk.
Totally.
And now you're talking the talk on
Is he
Threads.
married? Mark Ruffalo?
Can we get her with Mark Ruffalo? He's married?
I think he's married.
He's married.
Oh,
he has kids and
God.
stuff.
Yeah, friendy Wendy, get on clacking on those keys.
Clack
Find
it.
out.
Clack it.
What do we got here?
What's going on with
With
Mark?
old Ruff.
yeah.
With old Ruff.
You know what I actually really like about him, and this is a weird thing that I'll say right now, is that his eyes are, he has the one eye that's like a little
I
bit
love it.
smaller.
Love it.
And it like has a little bit of that, like when he squints or like does his acting, it operates differently.
Yep.
And I actually adore
It's
that.
great. It's like
about
a
him.
quirk. It's like a weird.
Bad news.
He's married.
He's been booed up for 25 years and 3 children.
And that makes
it's not
us
bad
love him
news.
even
He's bored.
more.
I'll sneak in.
Oh, I love it.
I'll get in there.
Hey, just get super eco.
Totally.
Which I don't think you're there at all
I'm
yet.
not.
I don't think you're
You're
capable.
there.
I'm not.
I don't think
I'm really not.
But that eye twitch, I love it too.
Me too.
There's
it's one of my favorite
I
things
love
about
it.
him.
Yeah, it's-
because not everybody has that.
and
Like,
he's in
nobody-
it. It means he's in it. Yeah.
I agree. And most people would try to hide that,
No.
you know, on the big screen or when they're acting. But Ruffalo, he does not.
Yeah,
He does not.
He doesn't hide it, much like he didn't hide his feelings on Threads. So please, we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you're raging about. We want to hear what even you were raging about. Call us on the hotline. Can we get that phone number? What is it, ladies?
213-293-5995. 213-293-5995. You can shoot us a text or leave us a voicemail.
And you can email us at
theragepod@gmail.com.
hell to the yeah.
theragepod@gmail.com. And then also we do have a Patreon. We do.
Patreon.com/theragepod, I believe.
That sounds good.
Let's check it. Let's do it on camera. We've got time. www.patreon.com.
As she's clacking away on the old Patreon. We just we're not going to do our traditional send out. We're gonna roll some of our footage from the Rage Room. If you're in LA and you're looking to ground your rage, go to Rage Ground. We had a blast, and it's where we predated on Dr. Nicole. So
it's true. And they do have, like, when you walk in, they have this cool car with like broken windows. That's like an area that you can't actually like just like beat into a car. And we didn't do that because we rented like a room, but that's so cool.
It was
Badass.
very cool.
Very, very cool. Easy parking.
Okay, we're going to close it out. Thanks so much for listening in, for watching, and we're going to leave you with this footage
Of us at the Rage Room.
at the Rage Ground.
Rock and roll.
We're ready to rage.
Let's freaking go. Rage Ground. Rage
Ground. Welcome to the Rage Pod! Shit. Woo! So Mrs. Littleton, I thought my still life was fucking good! This represents all those fuckers who underestimated me! This is for that Hollywood exec who said I should write the next fucking Stuber. It wasn't even good. This represents people who wait in line way too closely right behind me. I don't want it! What else?